Well, welcome to the Wichita-Sedgwick County Historical Museum. Very glad you're here today. And I see a lot of new faces often when we have our programs, and we have Carrie Nation's photograph here was actually in this ward, but it was the right period. It could have well been taken here. It's just not documented if it was here or elsewhere that she was jailed. Could have easily been in this building. The park today had a building built right after this one was built. It was the original fire station, and it remained the fire station until 1930 or so. You can see it's kind of connected there. And in 1930, the fire department moved out to a new building, and the police officers moved in and refaced the building in sort of an Art Deco style. And that remained until probably about 1975, 76, when the city offices moved out of here. That's how it looks today. And then we have some floor plans of the place. You can kind of get a sense of what type of offices were here. These are pictures. Thank goodness they were able to get it out, and the museum survived. That's a picture of the clockworks that are up in the tower. There will be a tour of the base of the tower next weekend on Saturday, too. So if you would like to come back and see some of these behind-the-scene things, we'll
when we investigate museums and historical places. There's a theory out there that personal items hold energy. The people have touched them, like for Satan's key over here, how many people have actually used this room key, and their energy is stored inside of it. The theory is that with high magnetic fields, sometimes that energy is released, causing paranormal activity. It's not a ghost per se, it's more of just like a memory replaying over and over again. There's a theory on very porous rocks and quartz holding energy. And it's like a car battery waiting to be turned on. And the high magnetic fields could possibly spark that energy and release that energy, causing paranormal activity. This building is limestone, and with it being bombarded with high magnetic fields, there's a theory that it's helping feed whatever's here. If we turn the lights off, we can. I can show you that real quick from outside. The very high magnetic fields coming from outside. This whole side of the building is being bombarded with magnetic fields from outside. It might be helping feed, turn that battery on to help manifest whatever's in this building.
We're outside the Wichita Museum, and what we found is that high EMF from some location compounds itself all along the side of the building here. I can actually walk all the way across the parking lot and almost to the Holiday Inn with the K2 meter on, and I'll pick up the high EMF. So it's something from that direction that completely compounds itself onto the building. And like I said, we don't know what it is, but it's interesting that it is doing that. So one theory is that high EMFs can cause anything from skin irritations, hallucinations, or even actually making you sick. Or there's another theory that high EMF can be a power source for something paranormal, because as people say, paranormal activity needs some kind of a source of energy. So either way you look at it, it could be what's causing some of it.
And we were just asking questions. We put the K2 meter on the table in front of us, and she was standing where she was standing right now, and I was over here, and we started seeing things. And to me, it looked like it was swaying back and forth. And I guess you saw.
I was seeing the same thing, but I didn't verbalize that to you because I thought it was just a trick in my eyes.
Then we started seeing it, and I go, it's moving left. She goes, yeah, and then it's coming back right again, and it looked like the whole thing was moving this way and then that way. And then we started getting random hits on the K2 meter. The magnetic field, we would get a little blip here and there, and then it would go away, and we couldn't get it to come back it still looked like it was swinging back and forth. But to him, it wasn't doing anything. And we were in this dark room for about, I don't know, 40 minutes or so, and our eyes adjusted to that green light, and that's the only thing we could see. And to us, it looked like it was moving. Come to find out, the magnetic field that we were getting in the other rooms bleeds through over to this room, and if you go to that same thing, the magnetic field is coming through these windows. There's a theory that magnetic fields affect people, makes them, people that are hypersensitive to magnetic fields, it makes them hallucinate or feel nauseous, paranoid. There's all kinds of theories out there of what magnetic fields do to people. And staying in this room for that long, was it affecting us? There's no telling, but we were sure seeing something. To us, we thought it was paranormal, but it was just a trick of our eyes. It was staring at the green light in the darkness for all that time, with the magnetic field coming through, radiating the room. It's possible it could have been affecting us.
Questions. When we were just talking about this light, we started hearing noise out in the hallway, and as we were concentrating on the hallway, the light decided to turn on, and I turned around and told him it was on, and then it turned off. So before we even started talking to the light or getting any interaction with the light, it was already turning on and off on its own.
You turn this flashlight on, now turn it off for us. There you go. We're going to ask you one more time to turn it on so we can both see. On the count of 3, we want you to turn the flashlight on. 1, 2, 3. Can you turn that back on for us?
Give it a good turn like you did earlier.
This is the last time we'll ask you.
Can you please turn that flashlight on?
There you go.
Listen, please.
And then a little bit later, I set the K2 meter next to it, and the K2 meter was flickering as well. And that's kind of how the night went. We got quite a bit of interaction with the flashlight turning on and off on demand. Sometimes almost immediate, and sometimes it took a little bit of a delay.
Turn a little more. I know you've been trying.
Good job.
That was on nice and tight to where you had to do some work for that. We're very proud of you. Look at that light shine. Look at that light shine. Isn't it pretty? Are you just a young child? You did it.
So we're on second floor Child's World, and Bob and I were up here. We were sitting on the back side, back left of me. We were, I believe, doing an EVP session and had some of our equipment out when we suddenly noticed what looked to be some shadows walking throughout different parts of the whole exhibit, anywhere from where I'm at in front of here, also throughout the other parts of this exhibit. And Bob was here too.
I was seeing like, to me it looked like little kids running around. They were about 4 foot tall, and they were going really fast. And it was moving. It wasn't just, you know, a solid black mass. It was here, and then it would move. And I asked him what he was seeing. We came up and we were seeing the exact same thing, about this tall, just moving throughout this whole place. And we asked questions. We were wandering around, trying to figure out what was going on. And we seen it in different locations. It was just really strange. Come to find out, right behind me in these cases, there's windows. And it leads to the street down there. And every time a car would go by, it would block out the light coming in between the cracks of the cases. And with all this glass in this whole room, it was causing like an optical illusion. With the light coming through would reflect off of this onto that. And in different parts of the building, in this room, it was making shadows about that same, and we were timing it to every time a car would go by, and we could tell as one would go by, the lights would change in the darkness. and it was causing that same kind of shadow running across.
And it took a little bit to figure out because we sat and watched it to where it was almost realistic, and it almost did seem like what we've seen when we experienced shadow play and shadows throughout different areas of places we've investigated before. We even had our laser grid out and it blocked off a couple of lights at that.
Right, and the light coming through and causing reflection was actually blocking out part of the laser lights. But it was happening too much. It was going over and over again, and usually when it is paranormal, it might happen once or twice. But this was over and over. Just, it looked like little kids running everywhere. To me, at least. And I was like, this can't be really happening. It was too much.
Ollie, oxen free. Taking some pictures if you want to get the pictures. Are you hiding back here? Oh, look out, you just died.
Is there anybody in this building that would like to speak to me?
So is there a man in here with us or a boy?
If you are here, I'm getting ready to leave.
Tell us your name, why you're here. You're waiting on someone.
Okay, I was investigating in this room right here, and there was only 2 people on this floor, and we were investigating, being quiet, and I heard footsteps. It sounded like it came out from the break room, and it stopped right in front of here. So I ran out here thinking somebody came up to see us or check on us or whatever. There was nobody up here, and it was clear as day. It was footsteps walking across the wood, and then I heard it on the carpet, and kind of along with some of the claims.